Well, hello. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. This is Delilah, Casey Kasem, Kimberly Whisk. That is my first, middle, and last name. Let's get formal right at the top. Today, I'm working on my closing shift. So, you're going to be cleaning with me today. I'm currently in the stage between finding balance between trying to keep my house semi-clean and keeping my sanity intact. All right. So today I'm diving into the beautiful chaos of motherhood as per every day, right? Dinner time, bath time, bedtime, and the aftermath, which is usually a tornado of crumbs. Let's be honest. We got toys everywhere, laundry that mysteriously multiplies. And, if you've ever thought, how does this place get so messy so fast? You've come to the right place, all right? Because same. Cleaning at night / the closing shift can feel both like a burden and, somewhat like a moment of peace. And I've already done so much during the day, after chasing the kids around, managing the constant shuffle of the schedules, meals, play dates, after school activities, just that whole rigmarole. There honestly aren't enough hours in the day. And yet there's a quiet satisfaction in wiping down the countertops one last time until tomorrow, right? We have to trick our minds because our minds are the most powerful muscle in our whole body. Sometimes they can be very weak. So we have to say the things that we want to believe. So I'm excited to clean. Oh my gosh, all this stuff, right? We got to trick ourselves. So if you're unaware, the term closing shift, I've been hearing the term being thrown around like a little bit on Instagram here and there. So I feel like it's a new, listen, it's old, a whole thing. So this is typically the reference to like the context of cleaning the home at night. And it's basically the final tasks or responsibilities that need to be done at the end of the day. Like similar to employees working, having like a closing shift, that kind of thing. And we all know they work way harder than the opening shift, right? So in this instance, the closing shift refers to mostly the cleaning tasks that need to be done. So like tidying the common areas, wiping down my counters, cleaning dishes, putting them away, / in the dishwasher, / taking out the trash, sweeping, vacuuming, that whole thing. Like maybe picking up toys, tidying up bedrooms, whatever. Like whatever you have the energy to do. And maybe that is nothing. Because I'll tell you, some days I go to bed and I'm like, whatever, I'll leave it for tomorrow, right? Because tomorrow is always another day. And who wants to clean 24/7? Like literally, I feel like I'm cleaning 24/7 all the time. The goal is to usually have the house nice and tidy so that you wake up to a clean environment. Because we all know what that does to us mentally, right? It's very important, apparently. Clutter in your house equals clutter in the mind. And, we just got to have a fresh mind, apparently. I don't really know. The house isn't quite ready for tomorrow. And all of the mess that tomorrow brings, there's still obviously toys scattered everywhere, across the living room, dishes in the sink, crumbs. Oh my gosh, the crumbs that I'm stepping on all the time, here, there, and everywhere. And so in the darkness of the night, when everyone's settling down, is everyone settling down at your house after dinner time? Or is it the witching hour? Sometimes for us, mostly that's what it is. It's just like the kids are just itching. They're just doing their best to stay awake for like 30 more minutes. So it's nice to step into the closing shift, the final task of the day, and be, feel slightly more productive and look around, at the end of the night as you turn off the lights and think, yeah, I did it. I did that. Anyway, so let's get there. There's so much to do before the closing shift actually happens. There's dinner time, tidy up before there's always tidying up, right? Bath time, stories, bedtime, repeat 5 times for us. We have a lot of kids to put to bed, okay? Even our oldest ones, we still spend time with them before they go to bed. We may not have to do as much for them in terms of like bath time and reading and stuff, but we do remind them, hey, homework and whatever the heck else they have to do and, pack XYZ for tomorrow and prep for the day ahead. But also we spend time with them at night. We just sit on their bed and talk. Sometimes that's 10 minutes, sometimes that's 30 minutes, depending on what time we get there. But, the bedtime routine for us, because we have so many kids, it lasts a substantial amount of time, because we spend time with each of our children individually and, give them that individualized time. So it takes a while. By the time I actually get to, cleaning stuff, it's pretty late. So I start it right after dinner and then it continues like in between. I don't get to do it all in one chunk. And I feel like that's fine. Like, I don't know anyone who has kids and is able to do a task start to finish in one go. Like, that's one of the annoyances, I guess I can say, about motherhood, is that you're being constantly interrupted. And anyway, I've read a lot of stuff about how that affects us, how that affects parents in general, I suppose. Having small kids, just you sit down to do a task and, oh, hey, mom, can I have, oh, hey, and then you're like, just please, 2 minutes without an interruption. Is that too much to ask for? So anyway, if there's anything I've learned about motherhood, it's that perfection doesn't exist. We talk about this all the time. And some nights/days, the house looks like a natural disaster zone. And I'll wonder how I'll ever have the energy to even breathe, let alone clean everything up, right? And honestly, some nights I leave it. It's not even that important. It's not worth it because I know the mess will be redone the next day. I'm always happy, the next day when I do take time to clean it up the night before. It's so nice to wake up to like cleanliness. That is, if you don't have teenagers that, come out of their rooms and act like raccoons, depending on what day it is, right? Like during the week, usually they fall asleep. They have to wake up early. But during the weekends, especially if they have friends over, like raccoon behavior is happening after I tidy up, right? And then I wake up and I'm like, what happened in here? I know if you have older kids, it don't even have to be teenagers, but older kids just in general, so funny. Man, / husbands, because sometimes, Alex stays up a lot later than I do. And so sometimes he'll like raid the pantry. Not that he makes a mess, like he'll clean up after himself. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So he's the best. He helps clean up too. So don't think, oh, just because you're doing no, he's doing stuff too. He's like, giving the kids a bath and cleaning up in different areas too. So he's awesome. So anyway, it makes me feel like I have my life somewhat put together when I wake up to like a nice clean space. It doesn't happen often, but especially the whole house. But this particular night, it is a Tuesday night, and this is when Alex plays pickleball at night. So I'm like, okay, this is my night where I'm going to do all the floors. So that's my focus. I like to, do a deeper clean of the kitchen, just not a normal tidy. So this is a deeper clean, just of the kitchen in general. And I like to clean all the floors. Like I'll clean the floors during the week, like spot cleaning, whatever needs to happen. But usually on Tuesday nights is when I do it all in one fell swoop. And man, let me tell you something about that mop water. When I'm done on Tuesday nights, I'm like, ugh. It is mud, okay? I don't think I showed you in this video, like me mopping. Just know that it happened. I think I shared a clip of it on Instagram of the mop water. And when I tell you it was mud, like, I think we all know, okay? The judgments, I feel them. We watch and we don't judge, all right? Okay. But anyway, so this is the night where the kids are running around. Usually I'll have them like, oh, just go play in someone's room. This is a bowl I found broken in a drawer. I mean, it's a bowl, to be fair, that I haven't used in a while. And I kept thinking I should probably get rid of this. So that's the universe's way of just telling me, hey, you know what? You don't need this anymore. Get it the heck out of here. I don't know how it broke. I feel like the pressure of the bowl stacked on top of it, and it may have like gotten smushed while someone was shoving, trying to close the drawers, because I'm not the only person who puts dishes away. And so it may have, just cracked under pressure. Hashtag relatable. Hashtag same. Hashtag no one uses hashtags anymore. Hashtag whatever, man. Hashtag I'm exhausted. So I got rid of the bowl. And by get rid of, I mean I only threw away that one piece. The rest of it is still rotting away in the drawer, and I'm just too lazy to deal with it. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that, okay? One thing at a time is all I'm trying to tell myself. There's always so much to do. It's like, give me a break over here. I'm just trying to do my best. That is my mantra. If you need one to live by or are looking for, just in general, just some words of encouragement. I'm doing my best, and that's all I can do. And some days my best looks better than others. And I saw something on Instagram that said something around the line. You know what? Let me just pull it up so I don't screw it up. Okay, I found it over here. It says, someone just said, this is just someone who posted randomly. It's like a meme or whatever. I don't even know what to call it. But someone just said, maybe you don't notice your progress because you're always raising the bar. And that, did you hear what I just said? Maybe you don't notice your progress because you're always raising the bar. And if that doesn't resonate with you, I don't know. Like, I don't even know. Okay. Especially that rings true for me. And I can literally go back my entire life and just notice, like, listen, okay, lots to say, short story longs all around. But it's like, yes, we try to live in the moment and acknowledge the small wins and all of this stuff. But especially for me personally, I can only speak for myself, but I've had 5 kids. And after each kid, more and more and more has been piled on top of me and been expected of me just as a parent, just as a mother, just as a human being, as an adult, all the things, right? And it's like, okay, after each one, I keep raising the bar. Like, oh, you have to do this. And don't forget to do XYZ and also ABC and DEF and GHI. It's not even the way the alphabet goes, but that's how my brain works. Because it's all jumbled up in there. Okay, nothing makes sense anymore. Not after I became a parent. I'm not even sure the synapses are firing. Oh my heck, you guys. Like, see? Even trying to explain how my brain doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you know what? It works good enough. It's good enough to like get stuff done and be there. You know what? I think it is lack of sleep. Have you been sleeping okay lately? I don't know if I've slept through the night in 14 years. Not to be dramatic, but that is the absolute truth. Okay. I mean, is anyone sleeping these days? It's impossible. It's impossible. A good night's sleep, does that still exist? I don't know. I hope so. But there's little hope for me lately. And I will tell you, I had a dream. I had a dream last night. Oh my gosh. Okay. I tried to take notes, but I feel like I took notes too late. Like I didn't remember the whole dream. Like do you even have dreams? I went years and years and years and years and years without having dreams. And then all of a sudden, the past couple of months, I'm sharing them with you. And I'm like, what the heck is even going on? Why am I having these crazy dreams? Am I going through menopause? Is that a symptom? Is that behavior? Is that menopausal behavior? What do they call that? Premenopause, perimenopause? I don't even know what they call it. But I did Google it the other day. It's like, because I had an ad pop up on my Instagram. It's like, do you have dry eyes? I'm like, well, yeah, I had surgery on my eyes when I was little. Like, yes, of course, I always have dry eyes. But they were like, you may be going through menopause. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I going through menopause? Anyway, so I was looking up the symptoms. It's like the only one that I have. The only symptom that I have is dry eyes. I'm like, well, I've had that literally my entire life. So anyway, what was I talking about? I'm not, is the short story long. But I feel like I may, I don't even think dreams are a part of that. Maybe I'm just sleeping a little better because Wolfgang is getting a little bit older. And while, yes, he's 2 years old, he still wakes up in the middle of the night. So if you're one of those moms who has a child, because every single one of my children when they sleep through the night, they're like school age. You know what I mean? Like they are old. Too old. And some people are, oh, my Charlie slept through the night at 2 months old. I'm like, good for you. That is the coolest thing I've ever heard. I'm also extremely jealous. And for whatever, like, whenever anyone asks me any type of advice, just in general, I'm like, I don't, like, take it with a grain of salt. This is what I do. But, like, you do your own thing because every parent is different and every parent is right in their own way. Like, they have to figure out their own way to do things. But in terms of sleeping, like, I'm the worst. I have zero advice for you. I've yet to figure it out. At one point in time, I thought, yeah, I got this. And then I had my 5th child and I was like, I absolutely do not. I think it is very dependent on what type of child you have. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I think because he's sleeping a little better at nighttime, my brain is like, ooh, you have time for a movie tonight in your dreams. Oh, weird one. So hold on. Let me pull up my notes on my dream. Let me know if you have any weird dreams too. This one doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, I will say this. It makes a lot more sense than the past several dreams that I've had about like water and being stuck in a lake and like, gosh, golf carts drowning and like all this stuff, right? So this one makes a little bit more sense. So I can kind of see where it's coming from. But anyway, I'm just trying to think of my past dreams now too. What is those brothers, the Lawrence brothers? I forgot about that one too, where we were like on a dock or whatever. That one was weird. Really weird. So anyway, this one was we were somewhere And I went to Italy, I guess. And I was apparently just fed up and thought, well, shoot, I'm just going to go to Italy. I don't even care. And then the next thing I know, I'm in Italy. No planning, no thought involved, no overthinking the budget. I just went. Driving, by the way, no plane or anything. It was just me and Wolfgang driving around, apparently, because the next thing I knew, I was stuck in like foot traffic. I was in a car, but there was foot traffic all around me in our old little town that we used to live in. Shout out Polchenego. We were in the town square, and everything was it was exactly how I remember it, obviously, because it's my memory, and what else is going to be there, you know? So there I am, and I realized I don't have any money. I don't have any euro. So I went to buy some gelato. I realized, oh my gosh, what do I even do, right? How do I live my life and my dream? Like, when the person just give me gelato, it's my dream. Oh, it's free for you today. You know what I mean? Nope. No, not for me. Not my dream. So I'm not even sure I had my driver's license at this point. But somehow, even without a passport, even without any of that stuff, I still made it to Europe. So, hey, if that's my takeaway from this, it's that if there's a will, there's a way, right? Even if it's illegal. I suppose, I mean, if you're dreaming, there are no rules, just like the airport. There are no rules at an airport. There are no rules when you're dreaming, and nothing really makes sense. But somehow, it all makes sense, right? So anyway, I found myself in a pickle, apparently, in some kind of market, and it was dark, like it was getting darker, like late at night. So I have nowhere to stay. I have no money. I have no phone. I have no ID. I have Wolfgang, and I'm like, what the heck am I going to do, right? So even though it's my dream, like I can do anything, like make something up. You know what I mean? Come on, brain, be creative a little bit. So I ran into someone, and apparently he was a friend of Alex's. Like, who even is this? I've never met this guy ever in my entire life. Not in my real life. I had no idea who he was in my dream life. But he knew who I was, and he knew Wolfgang, he knew Alex, he knew all of us. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll stay with him. And by the time we got to his house, which didn't even happen in my dream, but like he's driving us, and I used his cell phone because I didn't even have my cell phone on me. I used his cell phone to call Alex, and Alex is like, oh, you're in Italy? And I was like, hey, this is kind of what happened. I went to Italy. And so he's like, all right, be right there. And the moral of that story is, I think I need to take a trip somewhere, you know? I feel like we just need to explore, not a theme park. I feel like, gosh, we've just done so much of that. Just culture. We've been talking about it for years, dragging our feet because, let's face it, like traveling with small kids is not ideal. It's often exhausting and honestly impossible. Seldom enjoyable, right? But we make it work. And as our kids get older, we know it's important for them to travel and experience different cultures, and, you know, they get to do things and see things. Like they've been to St. Augustine and Tallahassee and all around Tampa Bay, hiking in Georgia, camping in the woods, like Dude Ranch. I've explained that. In a couple of months, actually, they're taking a couple of trips to the Everglades and Washington, D.C. And last year, we actually sent the older two to meet up with my family in Pennsylvania just to like see some snow and go tubing and have some fun with my family, just them. And there are pros and cons to that, I'm sure, but like it was an experience, so that was cool for them. And Avelina was actually presented an opportunity to study abroad in Spain, and she's getting really good at Spanish, and she wants to really immerse herself in that culture. So maybe if we do go to Europe, we'll do a couple days in Spain. I'm just saying, like, it's easy to bop around all over Europe because it's so small compared to the United States. I mean, the United States is absolutely massive, and in Europe, you can drive a couple hours and literally be in another country, or like 3 different countries, depending on where. And it takes me an hour just to get to Busch Gardens over here. Okay, I'm just saying. So there's so much to see and explore in Europe. It's so much older. It's got so much rich history. And if you can't tell, I'm like itching. I'm like, someone get me on a plane. Someone get me a passport. My passport has expired. That's how long it's been since we've done anything like this. So Alex and I, you know, he's been talking about it forever, and I'm like, okay, well, I think like Wolfgang's old enough. I feel like we'd be able to do it. Speaking of Wolfgang being old enough, like, oh, what in the heck? What in the heck, you guys? This is what parents mean when they say, oh, I turned around for 2 minutes. I turned around for 2 minutes, and he had chapstick. I don't even know where he got it from, probably Meredith's room or the bathroom or wherever, purple, bright purple chapstick. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought he was just playing with cars. Lo and behold, he's playing with cars and chapstick. Got it all over the seat. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, if this isn't motherhood in a nutshell. Like trying to tidy one area, your kids are occupied in another, and then it takes you twice as long to clean up whatever mess they just created while you were cleaning up another mess. You know what I mean? Like, this is it. This is it for me. And I just was like, man, where did you get that? I said, where did you get? And it was all over his face. And I just thought, all right, well, let me start scrubbing away. I just put a little bit of dish soap on a rag with really warm hot water on it. It was not doing anything. Okay, so I brought out the little steam shot here, which I think this is the item that got recalled. No, it's the steam shot. Okay, whatever. I barely use that one. Honestly, I barely use this one too. But it's the Bissell handheld carpet cleaner, upholstery cleaner. I don't even know what it's called. Big green steam and cleaning machine, something like that. And I got it off Amazon years ago when everyone and their mom was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. And every influencer was like, it's on sale right now. And I linked it below. It's on Amazon for $500. It's the best price I've ever seen. Anyway, they don't talk anything like that. But I got duped. I'm a sucker. And I was like, you know what? That is a pretty good price. $700 for this stupid machine that I use probably 4 times a year. Anyway, it was like $40 when I got it. I'm just exaggerating because why not? Life is too short not to be dramatic. And anyway, so I'm using this. I put some carpet cleaner solution, whatever the heck, in there. And even that didn't get it out. I'm like, so then I Googled like how to get out chapstick, right? And it said dish soap and warm water. And I was like, well, that was my first go and that didn't work. So I figured I'll just scrub it over and over again. I don't know. It's bound to come out eventually. And, well, it didn't. It was still there, but it looks a lot better than it did, honestly. Oh, it's on the bottom there, too. See, I didn't even see the bottom until I just turned around. It's fine. Like, there are worse things in life than to have a dirty couch cushion. And you might be thinking, Kim, just flip it over. Been there, done that. Okay? At one point, I lifted up the back when I realized, oh, it isn't really coming up. What can I do? And so I lift up to see what's on the other side. It's worse. It's worse on the other side. And I didn't even want to deal with it. That is the moment in time. I just thought, I'm done. Pat it away. All good. Good enough. That's my mantra. Good enough is as good as a feast. That's what Mary Poppins always used to say. And you know what? If anyone's right, it's got to be Mary Poppins. Oh my gosh. Speaking of this tiny little spot that I just cleaned, black water. What the heck? This is ridiculous. What? I sometimes wonder if the cleaning solution is, do you remember the like magic ink pens where like you can't see it and then you shine a light on it or you put water on it or whatever and then you can see it? I sometimes wonder if the cleaning solution is made out of that, because how can that little spot be so absolutely filthy? And, well, there is no magic behind it. It's just that, you know what the magic is? I'm a filthy, filthy human being that lives in squalor. So you know what? I clean when I can. And when I'm old and gray, maybe my house will be, I don't know, magazine worthy, Pinterest worthy. It likely won't, because you know what? When I'm old and gray, hopefully I have a bunch of grandkids running around making a mess. And beyond that, making memories. And I realize it's important to, you know, have a tidy space for your kids, which I feel like I have a good balance of like, it's like clean, but also not clean, you know, but tidy, but most of the time not tidy, you know. It's like somewhat together, but somewhat not. It's tidy-ish, if you will. Okay. So, you know, I just got to get a balance. I can't be cleaning all day, even though that's what I feel like I'm doing all the time. But I also have to make memories with our kids. Like, life is about so much more than cleaning. So if you get down on yourself like, oh, you know, listen, I'm on social media too. And I look around at other people's houses and I just think, is that how they live? They have carpet lines from their vacuum every day. And like, do they even live in that area of their house or what, you know? Like, I don't have carpet lines, not even after I vacuum. Like, where are they? Where are the carpet lines? I got the wrong kind of carpet in my house. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, the overarching theme of this is that life is about more. It's about making memories. It's about having experiences and taking adventures. And that's what my dream was about, right? Okay, looping it all together, short story long. We got to take the trip somewhere. We got to go somewhere. And I know we just went to Disney. It just didn't satisfy me. We had fun at Disney and it was like, oh, so fun. And I still listen to Disneyville podcast and I still have, sometimes the background sound of people walking through Disney and the ride-ons and stuff. And that's so much fun. But I feel like it's just so different than traveling somewhere and experiencing a different culture, right? It's a different kind of experience, both fun in different ways. And so I'm really looking forward to doing that. Alex is actually looking into booking a trip because he's the one who, really goes deep and plans things like that. He enjoys it, I feel like, a little bit more than I do. And plus, I don't like looking at the dollar signs. So, just don't tell me. Just do it the best you can. And he is really good at it. And so he's been looking at going somewhere where there's snow. And I feel like we won't have to travel that far. But also, I don't know. So maybe soon enough. I told him my only stipulation, just give me a cabin. I just want to feel like I'm in a cabin. He showed me one and I was like, this looks like it's too modern. I was like, I do not want to Airbnb there or whatever it was. It was a different website, but that's essentially the same thing. But I said, ooh, I think it was like some kind of ski resort. I was like, ooh, that looks like, I want the vibes. I want the feeling of like, oh my gosh, my cabin dreams. But it looked like as modern as our house. Like, I don't want white anything wherever we're staying. That's my only stipulation, I told him. So he actually found a good one. I don't know if it's available. Like, he keeps finding some, but they're not available. And the time frame that we have to work in, like with the kids' school, and we want to go where obviously they don't miss any school, but we also don't want to go at a very busy time. And then they also have some trips coming up that I told you about. So it's a lot to work around. So, we'll figure it out. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know. Like, are you living in snow and you're like, why do you even want to come here? I want to give my kids that experience. Like, Wentworth has never seen snow, and I was an adult before I saw snow for the first time. So I just want to, I want to give him that experience and let him have fun and play in the snow and build a snowman and like have a memory of that. So I just think it's really important and it's going to be awesome. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we actually get to do it. Sometimes it's even just nice to dream. And that's why Alex likes playing the lottery. She doesn't play often, but when he does, he's like, that's the whole point of it. Because I don't understand it. I don't understand playing the lottery. I'm like, the chances of us winning is like 0, right? And he's like, no, it's the fun around it. You buy the ticket, you spend a few dollars, and then you just talk about, hey, what would we do with all this money? And I'm like, I'm too much of a realist for that. I feel like, what would we do with the money? Like, I don't pay off our house. Like, I don't know, build a house for one of our kids to live in the future. And he just dreams so much bigger than I do, which is like great that he does that. But we're so different in that way. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to say is like, even the dreaming part, even just talking about doing it, sometimes that's exciting too, So, we'll see if it actually comes to fruition. Speaking of the weather, while we're on the topic for just a short moment, here's your local weather gal, Kimberly Whisk, coming at you. Are you cold where you are right now? Okay, I am. And I live in Florida. So I feel like that says a lot for how everyone else is. I hope you're bundled. I hope you are safe. Hey, have you heard of doom boxes? Doom boxes. Yeah, I haven't until, I don't know, it's been a couple of days now and it's all I can think about. And apparently it's where certain types of people, they gather whatever's around them and they put whatever the heck doesn't really have a home or a place in their house, and they just collect it and put it in a box or a bag, or in my case a whole bedroom. Like in my case a whole room, I just pile it in there. I'm like, this doesn't have a home. Shawhoop. Like my closet. Anyone I have been keeping up on my closet, I'll just say that. Also, so much to say about that, but I won't right now. Anyway, so the doom box is apparently like, oh, if something doesn't have a place, oh, you know what? Let me shove it all in this bag. And it looks like it's somewhat organized, but really it's not. And it's just in a bag and it's shoved somewhere. I do that. Yeah, I felt really called out when I saw that video. I was like, oh, okay. So like it had no tips on what to do with the Doom boxes. It just put a name to my behavior. I was like, all right, I see you. Sometimes, often, I feel like I'm always going through the boxes and bags that I put stuff in and putting them in spaces or wherever the heck. But especially after the holidays, I found that I did this like, oh, these are all someone's Christmas gifts. I don't know what to do with them or where they go. So I'm just going to pile them together, put them in a box and put them in their room, you know, or put them in a bag and put them in Alex's closet. You know what? We tidied up Alex's closet the other day. It looks great. He is looking to get built-ins in his closet along with a couple other closets in the house. And like, I don't know where we are on that. I thought I told you we were like green light, full steam ahead. I got to check in on that. Yeah, I'm going to have to check in on that. But anyway, baskets and bins can be so helpful when organizing. I'm just saying, even if it is for Doom products, it's like it makes it look tidy. You know, if you got papers scattered around everywhere, gross, yuck, get me out of here. But if you have papers stacked up in one pile, it's like, oh my gosh, are you organized? Who are you? Women across the room, right? So I feel like there's a time and place for everything. I'm just saying, okay, I may be justifying my behavior, but sometimes, especially when you don't have time to deal with it in the moment, I think a Doom pile is perfect. I think it's the perfect solution. And like the internet just needs to leave me alone for a little bit. Okay. Or, oh my gosh, have you guys heard of this? Okay. Maybe I'm spending too much time online. I just scroll sometimes when I'm putting Wolfgang to sleep. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Is this the world we live in? All right. So, I found the other day, and I don't even know if it's AI. Like, can we believe anything at this moment? Am I even real? You know what I mean? That's a crazy question to ask, but AI is so crazy that they have come out. Well, okay, rewind because I need to explain the short story long, which is people are complaining like, oh, we're having AI do all the creative things, do artwork and write papers and like you know, whatever the heck it's doing. I don't really know, ChatGPT and all that stuff and creating all this amazing artwork and whatever. And they're like, well, what we really wanted to do is do our housework, right? I saw one reel or whatever, video about that. It's like, why can't we create AI to do our housework, all the mundane tasks that we don't actually want to do but have to get done every day? And so someone was like, bet, let's do it. And so the next video I saw, well, you know, the next in terms of however many days later, I saw AI. And I'm talking like a full-blown human robot machine. Think iRobot. I think, what's that movie? Will Smith, iRobot? No, what's the one with, what's his name? He's one of my favorite actors of all time. William comes to mind. Williams. What's his first name? It's not John. Oh my heck. He's a Flubber. Why can't I think of anything else he's in? The Clown, where he's the doctor. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. Okay, I gotta go. Robin Williams. Okay, it came to me. I didn't even have to Google. But isn't he in some kind of robot movie? Where I feel like he is the robot? Now I have to Google that. Hold on, because this is actually important. These are the important things that I think about. Robin Williams robot movie. All right, Google. You show me. Bicentennial Man. Yes. No one's talking about this movie, 1999. This is a sci-fi movie? That's not the sci-fi I'm expecting out of... Robin Williams, top notch. Like, top tier. Man, he is missed. But listen, I think I just found our family movie night for tonight. Bicentennial Man. Have you guys seen this? I feel like no one talks about it. Whenever they think about AI and robots, they think of iRobot. And I'm pretty sure that's the movie with Will Smith. I'm Googling it right now. Yeah, it is. And I actually don't know if I've seen this one. I feel like, yeah, I saw it, but I didn't watch it like I probably rewatched the Robin Williams one over and over again. Oh my gosh, Shia LaBeouf's in this one? He's great. Oh my gosh, talk about a cast of characters. All right, star-studded event over here at iRobot. Anyway, short story long. I haven't even got to my point, not even half of the point that I'm trying to make. So I saw a video, and I don't even know if I saved it to share with you or whatever. on Instagram. Maybe I'll put it on my stories or something. But it was a robot was made or trained or programmed, whatever the heck. Oh my gosh, it's so scary, you guys. It's so scary and kind of awesome, but kind of off-putting. And also, wow, thank you so much. Programmed to do your laundry, to do the dishes, to do whatever the heck household chores you need done around the house. Clean your sinks, clean your toilets, clean your bathtubs. But then in the comments, which is honestly my favorite thing, whenever I watch a video or whatever, straight to the comment section. I'm like, people are so creative and funny, hilarious, and like they come up with the best things. And the comment section of this particular video is like, those hands look like they're gonna do something to you in the middle of the night. Like, not good, like something I can't say on YouTube, but like, I'm a little scared, if you get my drift, you know? Because the hands that they have are just crazy. I mean, obviously they need hands to be able to like fold laundry and hang stuff up and do the chores. But it's awesome and scary, and I don't know how I feel about it. And I have a lot of mixed feelings, and it's like good and bad. And I don't, how let me ask you this. How do you feel about it? And Alex and I had a conversation earlier today. We're like, well, it could be very important as we get older. And we need more assistance. We need more help because, well, that's a story for another day. But anyway, I thought that was crazy. It's crazy, right? This world we're living in. I don't know, too much technology. And then technology is going to take over. Is that what iRobot's all about? I don't know. Honestly, I'm so excited. Bicentennial Man. I have to write that down. Otherwise, I'll forget for family movie night tonight. I have an actual running list of movies on my phone to like for family movie night. Oh, this isn't one. I have two lists. Movie ideas for me and then movie idea. Oh my gosh. Weekend at Bernie's. Bicentennial Man. Okay. And Cool Runnings. That's on my list. Parent Trap. I feel like we've watched that before. Ratatouille. Mrs. Doubtfire. Are they too young for that one yet? Anyway, I also have another list on my phone now that I'm pulling up the movies. Hold up. Okay, so this one popped up, and I wrote down a note that an Indiana Jones hat sold for $600,000. Let that sink in for a little bit. Who has $600,000 to buy a collectible hat from a movie? Is Indiana Jones still, what's the word I'm looking for? Relevant? I know they still have the stuff at Disney about him, and I think they're making an Indiana Jones ride, or they're redoing one ride to be Indiana Jones. I can't remember which one, but anyway, I've never even seen Indiana Jones. That's a fun fact. Let me ask you, what is one popular movie or well-known movie that you've never seen? Like classic American staples. I made a list, actually. You want to hear mine? While you think about yours, you let me know yours, and let me know if any of ours align, okay? Never seen a Star Wars movie. Never. Not one single one of them, not even a little bit. My mom used to watch them, so like maybe I caught a glimpse of 10 seconds, but then I'd be like, ugh, Star Wars. You know what I mean? Never got into it, not interested. I don't know why. I feel like I need to. I feel like that's part of American culture. Like I feel like, but at this point, I'm too far gone. Like, was it going to take me 4 weeks to watch every movie? I can't do it. I got too much to do. So Star Wars, none of them. Lord of the Rings, never seen it. Any of them. I'm pretty sure there are multiple. Pretty sure there's even a shoot-off of like one of the goblins or something. I don't know his name, but I'm pretty sure there's one. Star Trek. Is that a TV show or a movie? Regardless, never seen it. Either of them. Harry Potter, another one, never seen. When I was younger, for Christmas one year, I don't remember who got me the set of books that must have cost a bunch of money. I tried to get into them. At that point in time, there were, I want to say 4 books, which I know now there are way more. I was in high school, maybe middle school. I don't remember, you guys. It was forever. I remember opening the book, starting to read, and I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever read in my entire life. I can't do it. I can't get into it. And I should have given it another chance. And I remember reading it, like trying to start it over and over again. And I was like, I can't do it. Something about the owl. And I was like, I don't know. But not for me. I'm more of a rom-com kind of gal. Okay. And so I feel like never seen Harry Potter, never seen the movies. I just couldn't. The Sopranos. I feel like everyone always talks about that. That and The Office, never seen that. Alex and I have tried to start that. Oh gosh, a couple of times at least. We just can't, like, I understand, like, I see clips of it and I'm like, oh, it's so funny. But I'm like, what, 100 seasons in? I don't know, I can't get it. And I bet it's hilarious. It's got to be great, right? Everyone talks about it. It's like an American staple. Never seen it. 50 Shades of Grey, never seen that. I feel like there's a few movies of that. Gone with the Wind. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry to disappoint you. I know. How have I not seen Gone with the Wind? I could probably sing a couple of the songs because I like, I like musicals. I like the soundtrack. But even Wicked, like, I mean, I've seen Wicked on Broadway several times, but the soundtrack, like, I listen to the soundtracks probably more. So I could probably sing a couple of the songs in Gone with the Wind. Never seen the movie, ever. Like, not even a little bit of it. Rocky, that's another one. Never seen it. I mean, I've seen clips here and there. And I understand the premise, kind of. I say I understand the premise, but I don't think that I even do. He's a boxer, but I know it's deeper than that. I know it's got to be amazing because everyone raves about it on and on. But never seen it. Which is ironic because Alex is such a movie buff, but he watches more obscure movies. So he has introduced me and forced me to watch when he's like, you gotta watch this one. I'm like, okay. So he will watch a movie and then be like, this movie is amazing. And then watch it again. I'm like, you just watched this and you want to watch it again? He's like, yeah, I want you to see it too. And I'm the opposite. I'm like, I watch a movie once and I'm like, I'm good for like 100 years. I could never watch that movie again and be okay with it. Except for, obviously, the greats. Like, I'm talking High School Musical. I'm talking Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I'm talking Legally Blonde. I'm talking How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Okay, those are all winners. All right? So, yeah, I haven't seen Rocky. I have seen... Oh, wow. Okay, here's a bunch. Why did I write a list of what I have seen? Schindler's List. Hey, giving myself some props over here. Shawshank Redemption. It's one of Alex's favorites. He introduced it to me. That was a good one. Forrest Gump, obviously. I will rewatch that over and over again. There's a, Alex says it every New Year's. He's like, if we start Forrest Gump right now, when the clock strikes midnight at Forrest Gump, it'll strike midnight for us here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no. No, let's not do that. I'd rather watch, Ryan Seacrest and whatever the countdown is for that. Anyway, Goodwill Hunting, I have seen, but it's been a long time. E.T., honestly, one of the greatest, but I haven't seen that in a really long time either. I do remember my sister giving our VHS of E.T. away, and my parents being like, hey, where is it? And my sister gave it away. And they were like, no! But anyway, they wouldn't care now. They cared back then. Terminator, I feel like maybe I've seen one of those. Why did I make a list of stuff I have seen, but I honestly can't remember, right? I know there's multiple Terminator. Die Hard? Oh, come on. Classic. It's a Christmas classic. You got to watch it. Even though Bruce Willis said it was not a Christmas movie, he's wrong. Absolutely wrong. Friends, I have seen that. ER. Oh my gosh. ER, speaking of, George Clooney, One Fine Day. Come on. That's one of the ones that I've watched over and over and over again. I don't know why I liked that one so much when I was younger. A League of Their Own, also amazing. Jurassic Park. I watched that. I remember seeing that in the theaters when it first came out. Oh my gosh. Screaming at certain parts. Why do we have so many hairbrushes? Don't listen. We watch and we don't judge. Okay. This is the girls' bathroom. And let me take a pause. Let me finish the movies and then I'll talk about the bathroom real quick because I only have a short list left, even though I could probably talk about it for 20 minutes. A League of Their Own, Jurassic Park, Titanic, The Sandlot, Grease. I mean, this one deserves a standing. Oh, Grease 2. Come on. One of my all-time favorite movies of all time, Grease 2. Back to the Future. Classic. We watched it with the kids a couple months ago. It was great. Mrs. Doubtfire, obviously. Instant classic. Robin Williams is in so many of my childhood memories. Tom Hanks, too. Julia Roberts. I mean, the classics. They make movie stars like that. But it's just different now, right? Streaming has changed so much. Even like Blockbuster. All right, Dirty Dancing. I don't know. There's so many more. But anyway, so the bathroom I'm cleaning up in here, I just realized, like, girls. Okay, we need to clean this place up. So I figured I would take a few minutes. They're good about cleaning until they're not, right? Until their schedules get packed and busy. And I saw something online that really validated my feelings. And it was like her going around her room, and not her room, her daughter's room. She's like, this is the life of a, I don't even know what she said. Someone who plays sports, someone who's like, full with academics, full of their sports calendar is full, all this stuff. This is what her room looks like. And I felt really validated in that because it was a mess. And I thought, well, Avelina's really good about keeping her room tidy. Eleanor is like hit or miss. We have to kind of be on top of her, but I feel like that comes with age as well. But if we ask her, hey, tidy up a little, take 15 minutes, she'll do it. And it'll be fine. But anyway, listen, that's not to say if your kid is in sports and is academically progressive and all this stuff, and and on top of that, they have a clean room, it's like a unicorn, right? It's a unicorn. So sometimes things slip through. Avelina and Eleanor are very creative minds. They do a lot of painting. They do a lot of arts and crafts. They do a lot of that stuff. And a lot of that stuff happens in their bathroom. Like they had like all kinds of nail stuff going on. And oh my gosh, the creativity they come up with their nail stuff is really, really cool. But anyway, I didn't ask them to tidy. I didn't remind them. It had been a couple of days and I was like, oh my gosh, it's only getting worse. Let me just deal with this, right? I feel like that's part of my job as a mom to like help them out sometimes when they're lacking, and that's cool. So that's what I'm doing in here. It was like 10 out of 10 horrible, like one of the worst I've ever seen. And so I just took about 15 minutes, tidied the place up, put stuff where it needed to go. Their toothbrush drawer, like, listen, part of this is because when we moved in here, just zero organization. Stuff is being thrown everywhere. Avelina has actually gone through her drawers and like really organized them. She's got, all kinds of stuff with bins. Eleanor's working on it. A couple of her things are organized. But anyway, the drawers that they share, I find, are the most messy because neither one of them take ownership. They're just like, oh, this is like it's a community drawer, right? So like their toothbrushes, I don't know. I was like, this drawer is so dirty. I don't know. It's sticky. What is even in here? So I organized that. Sorry, that a little bit. I'm like choking on nothing. And my saliva really is what it is. And I don't know what all this red stuff is. Like there's red stuff everywhere. I'm just like, you know what? I'll tidy this. It's no big deal. I forgot to clean the mirrors. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. So the girls came home and they were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It's so nice. So everyone loves, like, wouldn't you love if someone just helped you tidy up without paying them? You know what I mean? Wouldn't you love it if you left your room this morning and it was unkempt and then you came home and it was tidy? Like when you were a child and your mother decided to clean up your room one day? Like, remember that feeling? Do you remember that? This is what I'm doing for them. And that's okay. And I feel like it's fine. And I actually like doing it. And they came home and oh my gosh, it's so clean in here. And yes, it is. And it didn't even take me that long. It's totally fine. So we watch and we don't judge. Everyone does things differently. Is this a parenting fail? I don't think so. It might be. You might consider it one, but I don't. So there's that. I told them in the future, we're going to have to go through their drawers and like the cabinets under here and really organize and get rid of stuff that they don't use, because this is a lot of storage space. And I just don't think it's really necessary, right? Beautiful before and after. I love this bathroom so much. Man, I wish it was my bathroom. I wish I had a skylight in my bathroom, but unfortunately, I just have a bunch of LED lights. Not unfortunately. Listen, I love my bathroom too. I just, I love the Jack and Jill. I got a soft spot in my heart for that. Maybe one day I'll repaint these cabinets. I likely won't. Maybe in the kitchen will be my first place. No, you know what? Laundry room, purple cabinets, wallpaper. I've got it in my head. I'm like ready to pounce, but hiring someone to do that, because I know I don't have the skill set for it, and that's my only hang up. I'm like, do I want to spend the money to like, the answer is no, and that's why it hasn't been done yet. So maybe next year when I have nothing going on in my life. When I say that, I mean like nothing, no big, life-changing experiences. So who the heck knows, Maybe when Wolfgang goes to school and I'm like, what do I even do with myself? I don't know. I feel like I'll reach that point at one moment in time, and then maybe I'll start the DIY projects myself because I'll have a little bit more time on my hands. But maybe I won't, because then, wait, how old will Avelina be? I don't even know. You know what? That's another day. That's a story for another day. I don't want to think about it right now. I think that's why I don't think about the future too much, because I'm just like, I can't handle it. It's too much. It's too much for my small brain to comprehend right now. I have to deal with the moment in time. There's already too much going on in the present moment. So I'm tidying up my bathroom because honestly, it looks just as bad as their bathroom. I'm their example, right? I'm a horrible example, but I'm trying to do better, 1% better every day. My closet has kept up. I try to keep up with my my little things in here. Like, anyway, I've been keeping up with my vitamins. That's good. I've been keeping up with small rituals that I'm doing, the routines, and I'm, honestly pretty proud of myself. Pat on the back for that. But the small samples, all those small little sample things that I got in the 12 Days of Beauty from Trader Joe's, I'm like, what do I even do with these? All these little pieces of crap. So anyway, I also got myself a water flosser, whatever the heck this is called, for Christmas. Guys, what the heck? There's water everywhere. It's been like a week and I'm just now getting the hang of like, oh, okay, maybe if I do this. But every time I'm done, I'm like, oh, there's water in my nose. I can't breathe. There's water spewing everywhere. The pressure of this thing is wild. And I put it on soft. It's so cool. It's so cool. I sped that up so you wouldn't have to like pain yourself watching me floss my teeth. Loving it. I'm prepping myself for when I do get Invisalign because that will be coming pretty soon. I'm like, I need to just get some stuff under control, right? And it's new, so I'm still doing it. So hopefully I continue to do it. But I really enjoy the water flosser. I think it's fantastic. And also, I enjoy it a lot more than like hand flossing. So there's that. And I've heard that it's more effective. I don't really know. I got scared for something. I don't know. Anyway, if you have a water flosser, do you use it? Do you love it? And also, how do you keep it from spewing water everywhere? Alex, I was like, Alex, you got to try this. He went in the shower. So I was like, it's going to get water everywhere. The first time you do it, you're kind of like, what the heck is even happening? And so he did it in the shower. It was such a mess. And I was like, that's a little dramatic, but I understand. He's so funny. But my teeth, I will say, never felt cleaner. I'm like, this is great. I understand why people use this all the time. Anyway, so I'm getting ready for bed. And I'm washing my face, taking my contacts out, doing all the things that, a good person does at the end of the day, finishing up the closing shift, if you will. And if there's one good thing about the cleaning ritual, it's not just about keeping the house tidy. It's about reclaiming a moment of control. It's about creating order in the world that's constantly shifting. That is motherhood and parenthood and all the things. And tiny little rituals like this help me feel sane. Like I don't always have a nighttime routine, but sometimes I wash my face with hand soap. This specific night, an ideal night, I would wash my face, put some moisturizer on, go to bed. It's not that stressed. It's very simple. I see some people have 12-step night care routine. I'm like, what? Okay. Anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me and cleaning with me. If you want to subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.